So here we are, first day of filming at Birch Run Wellness Center. I've got Nate Barnett with us here. He's going to be giving some classes, so I just wanted to introduce him, and he's just going to give you a rough rundown on what we're thinking about doing for our classes.
Yeah. Well, we're going to kind of start with the basics, kind of a 101 type of deal. Get everybody introduced that hasn't been introduced to, the way to grow not only just, cannabis products, hemp products, but even like your vegetable gardens, your house plants, just kind of a general overview of how to get things to grow. From there, we'll go into, plant biology, some horticulture type stuff in our second class. And then from there, it's going to kind of get more advanced. So we'll have like a moderate class for those that have either already taken the first two classes, or the people that don't need that type of information might be already familiar with the growing process. And then we'll do a master class, and that's going to break down all the most important things to take your whatever you're doing from a hobby to something that you can kind of showcase, something that you'd be proud in the end. So yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely. Yes. I'm excited about it.
We've done a couple videos. We didn't actually put them out yet, but Nate's growing experience and some of his experience that he's had just going to school and working in large greenhouses and growing up and learning how to breed pumpkins and different things like that. He grew like a huge pumpkin that was in the newspaper and all different things like that. But growing hemp is obviously one of our main crops, but we're also looking into microgreens and fresh vegetables.
Absolutely.
And he has a really cool way of growing. It's vegan organic, and I've never really seen or heard of anybody doing it quite like he does, but I'm excited to see to learn about that myself.
Definitely. The veganic system is something just kind of, people are going more vegetarian and veganic every day. You hear more people coming out as vegan, and all vegan means is that everything you consume is all plant-based, no animal products whatsoever. And I got to that point where everything I grow with is plant-based. We use a lot of kelp-based fertilizers. You can get any nutrient you need from plants. Even when people talk about diets and stuff, you talk about vegans, and the number one question is, well, where are you going to get your protein, right? Well, plants are where everything gets everything. The only things that can synthesize protein, the only things that can make protein are plants. Everything else gets their protein from plants. So within plants, you have everything you need. So there really is no reason to use animal products. And so yeah, we've gone fully veganic with everything we grow from our vegetable gardens and right on into our house plants and everything. We try to use as little pesticides as possible, and even your pesticides you can keep to a veganic type of setup. So there really is no reason to get into the harsh stuff. People do it for the sake of convenience, and that an application is going to do what it says it's going to do. Whereas sometimes the veganics, you got to be a little bit more intuitive. Sometimes you got to hit them before you have a problem, or you got to kind of watch closer. But once you learn the system and you get it down, it kind of it reprograms how you do things, and it makes it so it's just second nature. So really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I've taught this type of thing to lots of different people for any range of things to grow, and it's really proven to be a system that works for everybody in most applications. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't think it's only important to learn how to grow your own medicine, which we are going to help people do here if they desire, but we think it's important to learn how to grow your own food, because I mean, with what's going on right now, you got to make sure that you're getting some type of fresh food in your life, and you live in the city and you're able to grow a decent garden on a small piece of property, and that's something he's going to be teaching us how to do. Bushels per square foot, I guess. And
classically trained in greenhouse propagation, but greenhouse propagation goes a long way as far as teaching you how to maximize bushels per square foot. Myself, I have a 20-foot by 20-foot garden outside. I'm able to produce all the vegetables that I'll need, through different preservation. I pickle things, I can things, I freeze things, but I'm able to produce enough vegetables on my little 20 by 20 plot to feed me and my family for the rest of the year until our harvest comes in the next year.
That's absolutely awesome, and that's what we're going to be teaching here. We're also going to be providing the fresh food here in the near future with our organic cafe, or I guess you could say fresh cafe. We were talking about organic the other day, and I'm like, well, how do you certify to become organic? Well, you can be organic compliant, but to actually become organic through the FDA or what have you, it could cost millions of dollars.
Yep. The Organic Materials Review Institute, or OMRI, is what you hear most people refer to when they're talking about organics, and a lot of that is just putting in the time and getting the right people out there and paying the money that it costs to get yourself certified, and that's not necessarily always a stamp of like this is the greatest stuff in the world, because organics, if you're OMRI rated, that doesn't mean that you're not using pesticides. That doesn't mean that you're not using synthetic. You can still use certain things within certain parameters and still call it organic. Now, when I say veganic, like the only way you can claim that is by only using things derived from plants.
Is there any certifications for veganic?
Not necessarily. It's not like it's a new thing. People have been doing it in different ways for a long time. But as far as like this type of application, it's new to the scene. You got the people that have been doing it for a long time that have known about it, and now that you get a lot of people that are trying to get back to the holistic side of things and trying to step away from the synthetics and trying to get away from the chemicals that aren't very good for you, they end up gravitating towards the organic side, and then you realize that the word organic simply means that it contains carbon, and there's a lot of wiggle room in that side of that word. So then you veer off a little bit more and you get the veganics, so that's kind of where I ended up.
Well, he's going to have his own podcast here. We're going to be developing that, so you'll be able to not only come up here for a live class, and we have to limit it right now.
Sure.
So we're going to limit it to 10 students, I guess, per class, and you don't have to do all 4 of them. Right now we're putting a curriculum together. We don't even have a price nailed down, but it's going to be reasonable.
And that's kind of why we're still in the works right now. I mean, this is going to move forward in the very near future, but the limit of 10 people per class has kind of made it so it's good and bad. Makes it so that I have to break it up into more classes, if we get the kind of response I think we'll get to it. But it also makes it so I can be more, face to face with each person, as opposed to having 30 or 40 people in a class. 10 people I can talk directly to, I can field questions, any of that type of stuff too. So, I'm really looking forward to it. And I think either way, 10 people, 40 people in the same room, either way it's going to be a hit. And I think people are going to really, really get into it.
That's
I hope
awesome.
Anyway.
They will for sure. And I'm excited. And it's just going to be another thing added to our list in our education department. So it's really important for us up here at Birch Run Wellness. Education really comes first. I mean, we educate pretty much everybody that walks through the door. Even people that have been using cannabis their whole life, they always question, like, what's the difference between hemp and marijuana? And so that's something we have to educate people on daily. A lot of people think that we sell marijuana up here at the Wellness Center, which we don't. Everything we have is under 3% THC, if any.
0.3%.
0.3%. Sorry. 0.03%. And or we have tea-free products also. So we're looking forward to Nate's classes, and he's right now volunteering his time, and we appreciate that. In the future, he's going to be one of our master grower, and he's helped us with our hemp farm. He's going to be helping us with our grows from here on out, and we're glad to have him here as a volunteer. Soon he'll be getting a paycheck once things pick up. So,
well, I definitely appreciate the experience and the opportunity to get in here, and I'm just really looking forward to meeting some people and hopefully getting some education going, and kind of spreading the word on getting away from the bad stuff and into the veganics, and kind of moving that direction, getting everybody growing their own food.
That's awesome, man. I mean, that's what we're all about here, is self-sufficiency, and we want to help people with this, teach people this, be a part of it, and you can help us also. Just stop on up, like us on Facebook, Birch Run Wellness. We've got a couple, we're actually putting our platforms together right now for online. So we'll have more information on that in the near future. We're considering this it's a reality startup business. So we're going to bring you from the very beginning, because it is the beginning. Everything changed after the shutdown, and now we're starting at the beginning, at the starting line, and we've got a lot going for us. We've got contracts with the big companies. We got crops in the ground right now. We've got crops in reserve from last year. We've got tons of product up here. We do our own process, and we're partnering with other companies that are producing hemp products. I mean, it's a good thing. And so we're going to take this bad time and turn it into something good.
Yep. And if anybody has any questions, or wants to talk about the classes, or just any questions in general about vegetables, about hemp, about any products that we have down there, you can feel free to ask anybody that works at the shop. Everybody's very knowledgeable. If you have any growing specific questions that you want to field to me, I'm up here most days now, so stop on up. Once again, my name's Nathan, so you can ask for me at the front desk, and any questions you got, I'd be happy to help you out.
Thanks a lot, Nate.
Thanks.
We'll be seeing a lot of Nate here, and
can't wait.
We appreciate it.
Can't wait
to see you.